It is a tradition to ask for permission to embrace all the knowledge this coast has to offer. I will do so by the way of an oli or a chant. E ho mai kai kamalu na mai e o na mea huna no e o na mele e ho mai e ho mai e ho mai e mana mana. One and a half million years ago, two large volcanoes pushed through the ocean's surface. Kamako in the east and Mauna Loa in the west. Over numerous millennia, lava spilling from these two volcanoes merged in the middle and reached a towering height of 4,900 feet, creating the island we see today. Molokaʻi, nicknamed the Friendly Isle, is the fifth largest in size of the major Hawaiian islands. It is roughly 260 square miles in area, nearly 38 miles long and 10 miles wide at its widest point. The population is estimated at 7,500 residents. More than half reside in the principal town of Molokaʻi. The massive cliffs you are witnessing today rise anywhere from 3,000 to 4,000 feet above sea level. According to the Guinness Book of World Records, they are ranked as the tallest sea cliffs in the world. It is believed that through persistent wind and water erosion, a cataclysmic landslide befell, causing 1/3 of the north side of Molokaʻi to slough off and collapse into the sea. Rubble deposits on the seafloor from this devastating event extended over 40 miles north of the island. As the rubble settled, several large fragments remained above sea level, creating 3 offshore islands you can see off in the distance: Okala, Mokapu, and Huelo. Isolated Huelo Island retains the original plant species found on Molokaʻi over 2,000 years ago, including a rare native lolu palm tree forest. Hundreds of thousands of years after the devastating landslide creating these sea cliffs, another geological event occurred. Pu'u'uau, the name of yet another offshore shield volcano, opened the sea floor. Through continuous flows of extremely hot and fast-spreading pahoehoe lava, new land was being created. As Pu'u'uau peeked over the ocean surface, it fused itself with the main parts of the island, creating the leaf-shaped peninsula you see today, known as Kalaupapa. Kalaupapa translates to mean the flat plain. The peninsula is approximately 5 square miles, 2 miles from the cliffs to the tip, and 2.5 miles in width at the base of the cliffs. The peninsula's highest point is Kuhapo Crater, which rises about 500 feet above sea level. The volcano is now dormant, but the crater, still connected to the ocean by a lava tube, has become the deepest lake in Hawaii with a depth of over 800 feet. Kalaupapa is a place of stunning beauty, described as being blessed by nature's grandeur and cursed by humanity's ignorance and fear. Kalaupapa was inhabited in 650 AD. The Hawaiians fished the rough surrounding ocean by outrigger canoe with nets and spears for over 1,200 years. They also farmed the land, farming sweet potatoes, onions, and taro from the harsh volcanic soil. Kalaupapa's reputation as a leprosy colony is well known. Hansen's disease, the proper term for leprosy, is believed to have spread to Hawaii from China. The first documented case of leprosy was in 1848. Its rapid spread and unknown cure precipitated the urgent need for complete and total isolation. Records indicate that over 8,000 people were forcibly removed from their families and sent to exile in Kalaupapa. Surrounded on three sides by the Pacific Ocean and cut off from the rest of Molokaʻi by 1,600-foot sea cliffs, Kalaupapa provided that environment. From topside of the cliffs, there is a trail that is over 3 miles long. Along the course, there are 26 switchbacks that corkscrew in and out of the canyons and ravines. In early 1866, the first leprosy victims were shipped to Kalaupapa and existed for 7 years before Father Damien arrived. The area was void of all amenities. No buildings, shelters, nor potable water was available. The first arrivals dwelled in rock enclosures, caves, and in the most rudimentary shacks built of sticks and dried leaves. Folklore and oral history recall some of the horrors. The leprosy victims arriving by ship were forced to jump overboard and told to swim for their lives. Occasionally, a strong rope was run from the anchored ship to the shore, and they pulled themselves painfully through the high, salty waves, with legs and feet dangling below like bait on a fishing line. In 1873, Father Damien, aged 33 at the time, arrived in Kalaupapa, a Catholic missionary priest from Belgium. He selflessly served the leprosy patients for 16 years until he contracted the disease himself and passed away in 1889. A most dedicated and driven man, Father Damien did more than simply administer the faith. He built homes, churches, and coffins, arranged for medical services and funding from Honolulu, and became a parent to his deceased wards. The people of Kalaupapa remained banished well into the modern times. Even as the government explored space and sent their first man to walk on the moon, they still kept this colony of exiles under watch, imprisoned by an ancient fear. With the advent of cell phone drugs in the 1940s, the disease was thankfully put into remission, and the sufferers are no longer contagious. The quarantine was lifted in 1969, and the surviving patients were now faced with the complicated decisions: staying in this secluded environment or returning with their loved ones. For most, the experience of being banished was traumatic. Heartbroken and feeling of abandonment from their normal or past world, many chose to stay as they felt more comfortable in seclusion with their newfound families. Their struggle to stay alive is one of the most inspiring acts of heroism we have. Through sheer will and faith, they formed communities and families and worked together to survive. As of March of this year, there are 22 known survivors. 16 of those patients are ages 73 to 92, still live in Kalaupapa. Access to this peninsula is strictly regulated by law. Unless you are invited by one of the residents, you are required to take the Father Damien tour of Kalaupapa to view this once horrific site, but now filled with beauty and peace. Sit back and enjoy these beautiful cliffs and valleys. Revel in the mana, the spiritual power that embraces the beauty and gives you that sense of awe in these dramatic cliffs. And remember, as you inhale the beauty of Hawaii, the Hawaiian saying, "Makahana ka ike," in the work is the knowledge. If you want to truly know the beauty of Hawaii, then you must malama or care for it. Only then will it reveal itself to you. Once again, this is your Hawaiian Ambassador, Moana. Mahalo for letting me pass on the knowledge to you, our new Ohana. Enjoy the rest of your evening and all of the excellent entertainment happening around the ship. Mahalo for listening, and aloha.